friends, and welcome back to my crafty space. My name is Crystal, and in today's video I am going to put together my last project using the Connect Story Kit from Ali Edwards for Storykitcrush. So today's story is all about connecting to myself, which is something that I am admittedly not very good at. And that is what I did my journaling on today, was talking about how I'm not super good at taking a moment to just pause and, reflect and just go inward and really connect with what I want and what I need at that moment in time, and how that's something I would actually really like to work on being better at. So that is what this whole spread is about. I used a photo of my my token, which is actually right here on the table with me. So there is my one little word pocket token for this year. My word is embrace. And that kind of goes really well with the whole idea of self-connection, is embracing ourself and taking that time to fully be in that moment with ourselves. So that is the photo that I have chosen for this story. And then I'm just going to use a couple of cards here. I did some journaling already. I'm going to add some stamping up at the top of this. And I'm also going to put some kind of transparency in between with this disconnect in order to connect on it, where I plan to do a little bit of additional journaling on the back. So we will get to that as we get to that. So I'm going to go ahead and put you on fast forward while I get everything assembled. And then when we're finished up, I will slow back down so we can close this video for today. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so getting started on this last spread, the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and put together my little decorative card here. So I have this card that's got the watercolor hearts on there, and then I'm going to take the plastic heart. This one is kind of a bluish tone, and I will add that right on top. I will use my tiny attacher to add a staple on there, and then I'm going to take this tiny little chipboard piece and add that into the center of the heart. I think that that helps to create like a completed little look there. I like the layering of the pink and then the blue and then the pink. I think it looks really nice. Next, I'm going to take this card that says taking time to connect with myself, and I will fussy cut off the bottom portion. It does take me a little bit of time to get that done, so I just am going to skip over that and bring you to when it's done. And then this piece I'm going to add at the bottom of my 6x8 photo. This helped me to decide to make that photo 6x8 because the card itself is 6 inches wide. So I knew I couldn't have my photo be any larger than that. I needed the thing, the card to fit there at the bottom. And I really like the way that that looks. Then I took the longer chipboard piece there and added that a little bit offset at the top so that it's got a slightly laddered version or stairs kind of look to it, and called that good. Next, I'm going to take a piece of spare transparency here. This would have been left over from a previous project. And I cut that down into a slightly bigger, basically 4x6. So it's going to be 4 3/4-ish. 4 inches by 6 3/4-ish. That way I can hole punch the side of it, and then the width would be essentially the same as a page protector. And so on that piece of transparency, my idea is to go ahead and trim out this disconnect in order to connect heart, and I'm going to add that into the center of the transparency. Then I'm also going to take it, before I even add it to the transparency, I'm going to take it to a piece of plain white cardstock and trace it onto there, and then trim out the cardstock version. So this is going to be the backing piece for the backside of the transparency page. That is going to give me some extra room for journaling. So once I go ahead and get the cardstock version, or just the plain white cardstock version, trimmed out, I can make sure that everything aligns good enough, or as good as I would like it to, and then I will grab over my ruler here and my journaling pen. This is the Precision pen from Ali Edwards, and I'm just going to add some lines going across the backside of the heart. And then from there, I can add my journaling into the heart. So what I decided to do as my additional handwritten journaling is to talk about some different ways that I can disconnect in order to connect to myself. So just some different ideas of things that I can do to help me feel more connected to me, I suppose. So I filled that all out, and then I can go over to this transparency. I took off the little protective piece there, I don't know, the protective covering, I suppose. I will go ahead and hole punch this with my power punch tool. And then once I have that done, we will get those hearts adhered right onto it. I will not actually use anything to help me put this on there straight aside from my cutting mat. So I'll just position the transparency piece to where it is straight at least. And then I'll stick on the disconnect in order to connect, flip it over, and then this is where we'll stick on the journaling section. From there, I pretty much just bring over the spread to make sure that everything looks okay. And it works out actually really nicely so that the heart there goes right on top of the heart in my photo. So it almost looks like I'm holding on to the larger heart. The last thing I wanted to do for this spread was to create some kind of pattern at the top of my 4x6 journaling card. This is a card that I just created inside of my Photoshop program. I created a canvas that was 4x6 and then started my journaling about an inch down so that I had some space at the top to create a stamped repeat pattern. I took off one of these stamp sets. At this point, I don't even really remember what it says, so maybe I can read it when I stamp down here. And I'm also going to use my blue ink. So this is I'm going to try to say this and hopefully this is pronounced right, but Deschutes, something like that. Blue ink from Ali Edwards. And then I'm just going to do some first, second, and third generation stamping in order to get a lot of variation in color. I will remove my washi tape. I had placed that there to help mask off my journaling. And then I can bring everything back over and we can see how it all looks together, which I'm really happy with how this one turned out. I like the combinations of that like dusty pink color and the navy blue. I think it looks really, really pretty. All right, friends, so that finishes my spread for today. I love this one. This is the last one of the Connect stories, and I think that it turned out really great. I loved having the journaling here on the back of this heart, and I also really love that this lines up so that it's like I'm holding onto the heart, and then you move it, and I'm still holding onto a heart. I think that's pretty fun right there. So that is going to complete all of my stories for Storykitcrush with Connect this month. I have officially crushed the kit. All that I have left is the stamp set, and that is it. So I'm really, really proud of that. And I am extremely excited to get started with these stories for next month. So next month, I will be working on the Bloom story kit. That is the story kit that will have gone live in March of 2021. So it's fairly new. I have already worked through the project planning process as well as one of the process videos over on my Patreon. So if you do want to get an early access view at what that looks like, you can check out my Patreon in the link below. And then starting next week on Friday, that project planning and that process video will go live here on YouTube. So you can also wait and it'll be here next week. But if you can't wait, then you can check it out in Patreon. So then next month, while I'm working through the Bloom story kit on YouTube, I will actually be working on the next kit evening over in my Patreon. So you can check out the processes for evening over on Patreon. And then in May, those will be live here on YouTube. So, just depending on when you want to see the content that's coming out. Again, that link is down in the description box if you want to check that out. Otherwise, next month, I hope to see all of your Bloom stories. I cannot wait to see the stories that you guys are going to tell. And I am just always so thankful for your support in this challenge. And I love, love, love seeing the stories that you are posting. So please keep it up and make sure you hashtag those with Storykitcrush if you're posting them on Instagram, so I can make sure to see them and read your stories and, have some interaction with you over that. So I can't wait. All right, so that is going to do it for me for today. I will be back again next week on Monday with the story project and on Wednesday with Project Life. And then we'll be back to Storykitcrush next Friday with the Bloom kit. So hopefully I will see you guys then. Until then, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and I will catch you all in the next video. Bye, friends.